Today's March 18th of 24. Been doing lots of gardening. I got to work on this side still yet, but this side over here is coming along. I just put in all of these yuccas a couple days ago. This one is a silver anniversary. It is filamentosa by Pallida. This one is color guard. It's got really nice red coloration. I don't know if that will stay. That probably came from the greenhouse, I'm guessing. This one is a filamentosa. This one is bright edge. So I've got a banana down there. There's a dwarf. I can't remember if it's dwarf or a regular, but it's a Cavendish. I'm going to try growing one down there because that's going to get water from the ditch. The area stays pretty wet. This is kind of the revised version of the danger garden. I pulled all the soil up and mixed in a whole bunch of gravel, made it really fast draining. And with these rocks stacked up here, I think it's going to be conducive to growing actual cactus. I tried a bunch of these, or a couple of these, in the Pacific Northwest where the winters are very wet, and they made it there. So I'm going to do those and a couple more here. This is a Trichocereus grandiflorus hybrid. That one is Oreocereus celsianus. That's very cold hardy. It just doesn't like wet. This one is Echinocereus daisyacanthus. That's another grandiflorus. This is Echinocereus rigidissimus. This one is Echinocereus regenbachii. This is a different variety of Trichocereus grandiflorus hybrid. And then I got a couple yuccas, not yuccas, agave, that's the word I was looking for. So that's the danger garden. Up here, this area is coming along. Got those Camarops, one on each side of the walkway. I've got Serenoas in ground there. Good thing about Serenoas is that they sucker prolifically. So I anticipate some of them will die from the cold, but hopefully with those little suckers being there, we can get some longevity out of them. This is my little zone push area. Since I've got these two inside corners and there's a little bit of overhead cover. So I've got, this area also gets really wet because there's no gutter. So the runoff from the roof just really saturates the ground. But I've got some Chamaedorea radicalis, little ones. There's some Radicalis microspadix hybrids. These are microspadix up here. This is Mahonia oiwacensis. That's Narihara. There's a couple marginal ferns up in here. Arenga inglari back there. This is a Lidocaria mahonii, as is that, and some terrace ferns. We got that Caryota mitis. I'd like to put that in ground. I know it's a total waste of a palm because it's going to die. Well, a cluster of palms. This is a mule palm of Mississippi mule. I would like to put that in ground too. This is a zone 8A, so a mule palm is not going to do okay here, not without some protection. There's a Cycas revoluta. It had a whole bunch of suckers. I've pulled off probably 40, well, probably 30 suckers. But there's the two main trunks. This thing has 1, 2, 3 main heads. There's another small head right there. So there's another little growth point down there too. But I just cut all the fronds off. And then I've got my Jubea in ground. I mixed up a really fast draining mix and I dug up a really big hole there. Got another 15-gallon Camarops. This thing's really nice. It's very green. Oh yeah, on these Camarops. This one is a little bit silver. It's a pretty standard looking Camarops. This one's funky. It had a fungal issue going on, and I don't know if that's the cause of it, but look at the shape of the fronds. They look like Wagnerianus fronds, like a hand that doesn't open all the way. It's so strange. It's like a partial frond. So that's weird. This area over here to give my garden areas monikers, names, so I can kind of reference them. But this corner I'm calling the Columbia River Gorge, which may not make sense, but when the wind comes through here, it really rips in between these houses. I'll see if I have some video I can upload from the other day. But the other reason that this is the Columbia River Gorge is I've got some Pacific Northwest native plants in here. There's a Mahonia aquifolium. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to pull that off of there. Very nice coloration on that one. Got some epimediums, and is that a Lepisaurus fern? There's a Polysticum aristocroides, but there's a Polysticum munitum. That's the other Pacific Northwest native that I've got there. Got some arundinaria bamboo. This is my other mule palms, a Mississippi mule, and it looks like the wind has actually caused that to lean over. But it's about as tall as me. I'm 5'7", so. And got some hellebores and acubas. That's a Mahonia bealii. That's the most common Mahonia that you see here on the East Coast. So, oh, there's only one other place you need to look at. There's a needle. I was gonna put a sable palmetto right there, but the seller from Facebook Marketplace never showed up. So maybe I'll put that other mule palm there. I don't know. Yucca aloefolia. This area up here I just started developing a few days ago. This is on the far west side of my garden, so I'm calling it Key West. And it's also right on the water. Whenever we get a lot of rain, I get a standing pool of water that doesn't drain down the drain there. So it's kind of on the water. But I've got a couple minors, loquat, needle. This is a sable riverside. I think I'm going to put my sable Oregon in here too. And that's all I can think of for now. Oh yeah, and then this Syagris Romanzoffiana. I think I'm going to put that in ground too. I need to stand it back up. I don't know why I have this. It kind of doesn't have a purpose in life, so I think I'm going to put it in the ground, and when it dies, oh well. Because I'm not going to keep it alive for very long in a pot without it getting big and becoming too much of a pain in the neck to deal with. So I think I'll put it in ground, protect it, and then it will die eventually. So I think that's it for now. I'll show you this part again because I like this part.